The feathered dragon twisted its serpentine neck as it wetted its ankles, in what to it was barely a creek. It must have seen Endry's wake as he made his way across the river, twisting its head in search of its meal. The heron surveyed the rippling water with a ball-sized yellow and black eye, both entirely still and able to strike without discernible action. If he could just make it to solid ground, Endry knew he would be able to fend this thing off, but not ankle-deep in the muck and near-freezing water. He continued to crawl on all fours, letting the bottom of his pole bag dip into the water as the opened end balanced atop his head to continue his illusion. Without warning, the Vronti heron whipped its head amongst the reeds, thrashing wildly. It pulled its head back, the water thrashing into an ugly green and white foam as grass and mud was wrestled from their homes in the grime. A thrashing catfish in its long black and yellow beak. The fish was nearly as large as Endry himself, who must have crawled right over it, either revealing it or causing it to stir and divert the bird's attention. It didn't matter which. With the diversion, Endry launched himself into a standing position, spear in hand, as the strap that held his long bag naturally fell around his neck and shoulder. He would awkwardly sprint the remaining paces to the true shore, gaining speed as the suction from the mud decreased until he stood on dry land with what looked like gauntlets and boot made of liquid earth that was quickly drying in the light of the afternoon sun. Watching the huge fish that looked like a minnow in the Vronti heron's maw, Endry noted a handful of feathers missing from under one of the bird's wings, surmising that this was the reason it could not migrate the long distances with the rest of its kind, wherever the birds flew whenever the days grew shorter. No herons, Endry thought to himself in mocking tones. The words of Oreo's mare further proved to Endry the man's incompetence as he watched the almost beautiful feathered monster swallow the catfish and awkwardly fly away, satisfied with its small meal. From where Endry stood, he could now also see a small wooden boat nestled amongst the reeds just to the left of the indentation he left in the grass as he removed himself from the water.